Okay, guys, now you're going to use what you did yesterday to solve some of the equations. So we want to use this little guide here. Okay, it's the same thing you had on like the first assignment on this map thing. It says when we solve an equation, we need to know how many answers we're trying to find. Okay, well, given the fact that I have 2x second minus 13x minus 7, I have x to the second, so I know there are two answers. Okay, what do I have for x's? So as I look through that equation, I see x to the second, but I've also seen x, okay? So when I have x second and x, I need to see that the equation is equal to 0, which it is. Then I underline my big guys. Okay, got that done. Okay, now count the terms you just underlined. 1, 2, 3. So with 3, we want to go with the GCF and then the t-test. Okay, it's called a trinomial factorization. Okay, so greatest common factor. Okay. I'm looking through that. I do not see a negative in the front. Okay. I also don't see x on everything. And if I go 2, 13, 7, it's going to say 1. Okay, so the GCF's 1, so forget it. Okay, now I need to call label ABC. Okay, just like that. And take A times C. So I'm going to take positive 2 times negative 7. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be negative 14. So I'm looking for a difference that would equal 13. Okay, so 1 and 14. There it is. That's pretty easy. Okay. So now we put the right signs. So I've got minus 13. So I've got minus 14 for sure. Okay, minus 14. And a difference, the signs will not match. They'll be opposite. So plus 1 minus 14. Okay, now I got to look at what the A term was. The A term was 2x to the second. Well, 2x second is not the same as 1x to the second. So we're going to need the 4 parentheses breakdown. So 2, x, and then plus 1 minus 14. Okay, so 2 and 1, you can't really, 2, 1, the GCF's 1, so that'll stay the same. 2 and 14, the GCF is 2, so that becomes 1x minus 7. Okay, now this is F1, this is F2. So F1, 2x plus 1 can equal 0, or F2, 1x minus 7 can equal 0. So box up your x's. So we have a 1 that's being added, not anymore. Okay, so 2x equals negative 1. Now you can leave it negative 1/2, but some of you guys who struggle writing the fraction, negative 1 divided by 2 is negative 0.5. Okay, and then plus 7, 1x equals 7. Okay, so those are your two answers. Okay, my next one's a little bit pain in the butt. How many answers are there? Well, you see we have an x to the power of 2, so that means we're looking for 2 every time. Okay, what do you have for actual x's? Okay, you've got x to the second, and you've got regular x in there too. Okay. So I'm looking at this plan here. Equals 0. Well, that's a problem. We don't have the equals 0. So what you need to do is these terms over here have to go over here. Okay. So I plus 2. Now can plus 2 go with the 8? Remember, 2 doesn't have an x. No. Can it go with the 6? No. Just goes here. It's called reject. Okay, minus 5x. Well, I'd plus 5x. Remember, that's 5x. That's 5x seconds, so it can't go there. That's 5x. That's 6x. That'll work. Okay, plus 5x. Okay, now block that off and write a new equation now with your 0 because everything over there is gone. So my x squared, I got 5x squared. Then my x, 6x plus 5x is 11x. And then plus 2. Okay. All right, now that the 0's there, underline your big guys. Okay. Count the terms. There's 3. So again, GCF. And T. Okay, GCF. Negative in front, no. You got X on all the numbers, no. 5, 11, and 2 is just going to say that it's 1, so let's not do that, okay? Okay, so A, B, and C. So A times C, it's going to be 5 times 2. Okay, positive 5 times positive 2 is positive 10. So sum of 11, 1 and 10, no. Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, 1 plus 10 is 11. Sleeping there. Okay, so I've got plus 11. So you got plus 10. That's a plus 10. And a sum means the signs need to match. So plus 1 plus 10. Now remember, A is 5x squared. So to factor it correctly, we need 4 parentheses. So I lead off with 5. Plus 1 plus 10. Okay. 5 and 1, the GCF is 1, so we just drop that down. 5 and 10, the GCF's 5, so it's going to be 1x plus 2. Okay. All right, so 5x plus 1 is factor number 1, and 1x plus 2 is factor 2. So since those are equal to 0, we just set each one. So F1, 5x plus 1 can equal 0. F2, 1x plus 2 can equal 0. Okay? So minus 1, 5x equals negative 1. Then I divide by 5. Negative 1 divided by 5 is negative 0.2. You can also leave it negative 1/5, but some of you write the fraction wrong, okay? Minus 2, 1x equals negative 2, okay? So, there you go. All right, 2 more. Okay, how many answers on this one? There are 2. What do we have for x's? It appears to me I have x to the 2nd power. I'll just make it up here. And at regular x. So again, you're going to need to factor. Okay, so do we have the 0? This time we do. That's nice. Underline your big guys. And count the terms. Okay, there are 3. Okay, so equals 0. Okay, GCF, okay. Negative in front, no. You have x on everything, no. 3, 4, and 15, okay. The GCF there's 1. Okay, so I take A times C. So positive 3 times negative 15. That's going to be negative 45. So we're looking for a difference of 4. Okay. 45 minus 1 is not 4. 45 divided by 2 is a decimal. 45 divided by 3 is 15. 15 minus 3 ain't 4. 45 doesn't divide by 4, it does divide by 5. You get 9, and 9 minus 5 is 4, so I found it. Okay, so we got plus 4. Okay, so plus 9, and difference would mean they would not match. Okay, so A is 3x squared here. Okay, so again, if we don't have a 1, you want to go 3 and 3. Break that up. X minus 5 plus 9. 3 comma 5, the GCF is going to be 1, so that stays 3x minus 5. 3 comma 9, the GCF is 3. Okay, so 1x plus 3. So that's F1, that's F2. So 3 multiplied by x minus 5 could be 0, and 1 multiplied by x plus 3 is 0. Five divided by 3 would be 1.6 repeating. You could also leave it 5/3, and then 1x equals negative 3. Okay, my next one, how many answers? Again, there are 2. What do you have for x's? X squared, and you also got regular x, okay? Okay, whenever those two things, you got to have your 0, and this time we don't have the 0, okay? So I need to subtract 2. And where could I, well, not there, there. I also need to subtract 6x. Not there, there you could, okay? So block that off, and now we make the 0. So I've got 4x to the second power. Negative 10 minus 6 is negative 16, so minus 16x. And then positive 9 minus 2 is 7, so plus 7. Okay, now that you see, you can underline the big guys, and how many are there? There's 3, okay? So, same idea. Okay, greatest common factor. Negative in front, no. You got x on everything, no. 4, 16, and 7, the GCF again is 1. Okay, so I take positive 4 times positive 7, that's positive 28. So I got a positive, so I'm looking for a sum that's going to equal 16. Okay. 1 and 28, nope. 28 divided by 2 is 14. Okay. Got it. Okay, so you got minus 16. So you're going to have minus 14, and a sum means the signs have got to match. Okay. Okay, again, a is 4x squared, so whenever it's not a 1x squared, you deal with it with 4. Okay, so 4x minus 2 minus 14. Okay, 4, 2, you can divide those down by 2, and that's going to be 2x minus 1. 4 and 14, you can divide those by 2. 4 and 14, the GCF's 2. You look for the GCF when you're doing that on your GCF calculator. 4 comma 14, it's 2. Okay. 2x minus 7. Okay. All right, so this is F1, this is F2. So 2 multiplied by x minus 1, 0. 2 multiplied by x minus 7, 0. So 2x is 1, so I divide by 2. So 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. So 2x equals 7. Divide by 2, divide by 2. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. Okay, that's all I have to say on that. Okay.